A blow below the belt. Europe did not expect such treachery and cunning from Moscow. The global scientific community is actively discussing the possibility of including Russophrenia in the official list of mental disorders, a severe obsessive-compulsive condition in which the patient is convinced that Russia is on the verge of complete collapse, while at the same time it's going to conquer the whole world. Domestic experts suggest adding this to the irrational belief that you can harm Russia and nothing will happen to you. In 2022, the European authorities decided to play Russian roulette and announced the freezing of Russian financial assets worth about $300 billion, which were mainly located in the Euroclear financial depository. The plan was excellent. We hit Russia without tanks and planes. No Western military personnel would be injured. Everything civilized, European, everything that was yours became ours. And what will you do to us? You will bombard Euroclear's computers with hazelnut? Russian officials immediately warned that the Europeans that this was a real theft and that it would be better to return the money quietly to its place. Otherwise, sooner or later, reprisals will follow. However, the inhabitants of the European garden, quote-unquote, considered Russia very far away, that they couldn't do it much with Europe anyway, while Euroclear was close and began to send tens of billions of dollars in direct financial aid and loans to Ukraine, secured by the proceeds of frozen Russian assets. To this, they were again told peacefully and quietly that Russia would respond symmetrically, but also asymmetrically, and this would definitely happen. At the same time, the European non-partners were clearly informed that the theft of Russian money would backfire on them, because not only Russian funds are in Euroclear itself, other fund holders will watch, think about it, and demand that they also leave. Then came President Trump, who put Ukraine and Europe in a dilemma to stop the war madness and gradually cut off the flow of money, information, and arms supplies. This, however, provoked the opposite reaction among EU leaders. Ursula von der Leyen announced an €800 billion plan for the militarization of Europe, intended both for the rearmament of the European Union and for supporting Ukraine in its existential struggle for sovereignty and territorial integrity. At the same time, other European institutions dared to follow suit. The Dutch government announced its intentions to allocate €3.5 billion to continue support of Ukraine in 2026, while Germany's quasi-chancellor, Friedrich Merz, promised €3 billion. However, the Europeans could have mentioned that only 800 billion, but any number, since such number simply does not exist in Europe. In that chaos, the Estonian foreign minister, Margus Tsahkna, declared that now is the time for the next step, the complete seizure of Russian assets. Several countries, such as Poland, Lithuania, and Latvia, declared that they were also ready to consider this possibility. However, Russia suddenly fell silent. A few days later, however, European radio broadcast a subversive piece of news. China is preparing to withdraw its securities worth trillions of dollars from European markets. According to analysts, this move will create a liquidity deficit in European markets. While Euroclear, which gained €4.4 billion in 2023 from frozen Russian funds, may see its revenues shrink sharply, it's estimated that the loss of Chinese clients will reduce Euroclear's capitalization by at least 15 to 20%. After this shock, the announcer added that Saudi Arabia is also considering withdrawing its European assets and has privately warned the G7 countries that it may sell up to €20 billion worth of European bonds if the West seizes Russian assets. It's obvious that Beijing's announcement, which directly affects European finances, is just a coincidence. After all, when Vladimir Putin met Xi Jinping January 21st, they discussed exclusively the Chinese New Year and New Year gifts. It's also a complete coincidence that Putin had an unofficial conversation with the Saudi Crown Prince February 20th, during which they confirmed the trusting relations between the two countries. The Europeans, confident in their impunity, were saying ironically, yes, here are our hands, but they forgot that Russian hands, if necessary, are very long. Russophrenia is a serious disease but treatable, and the doctor, if necessary, can also do the treatment remotely. This is by Kirill Stelnikov. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.